This was one that I couldn't do yet, right? Yeah, I need to be a higher level there. My map says that there is another affinity mission over here. So I'll check a bunch of them real quick. This is what I will do. Foggy Dilemma, accept backup request basic mission in Oblivia. I don't know why it's flashing like this. I could always restart it again. I love how did somebody just park their Skell in their front yard? This is their home, and they just like park their Skell out front all casually. They have a car garage over here that opens the wrong way. Well, it opens that way too, but oh, I guess it can make sense to open that way if you're doing like a little bit of a workshop kind of day or something like that. You know, but and they just like park their Skell in their front yard. Just all casual like and whatnot. Yeah, it is definitely working really well here. I found in testing that you can, on this emulator, you can have like a separate Wii U screen. So if you have like 2 monitors, or a separate Wii U gamepad screen. So if you have 2 monitors, you can have like the game on one screen and the Wii U gamepad on the other screen. But for whatever reason, whenever I do that, I can't do like 60 FPS. It goes anywhere from like 25 to 40 FPS if I have separate gamepad view. Whereas, you know, we have 60 FPS if it's just one here, which means I have to have a button that toggles it like this and does like the weird flashing thing. Is the unfortunate case. I wanted to do a separate gamepad view, but it didn't quite work there. But when I was looking into like how this game functioned on emulator, like I started looking into it like a year ago, like because I knew I was gonna cover this game on the channel one day, and I wanted to have like information and be prepared and whatnot. Because I knew I was gonna do it one day leading up to today. It seems very much like from the stuff that I looked into, that Xenoblade Chronicles X definitely seemed like one of the much trickier games to get working on emulator for sure. Was the case. Apparently there's been like a lot of difficulty getting things properly working, but in like more recent years it's gotten like a lot more stable. It's not quite perfect per se, but it's in a like way more than playable state. Like what? Right as I say that. I'm gonna freaking restart it again really quickly. That's what I'm gonna do. But for the most part, like, it's in a very playable state, like 90% of the time, is the thing. So, like, honestly, props to the Cemu devs that were able to, you know, get this working as well as they have. Like, again, it's not perfect. It's not like it's an absolutely perfect experience, but hey, it's still an experience that you can have. And I feel like the advantages of playing it on PC outweigh the disadvantages of playing it on PC. Because again, I have the actual game right here. We could have just played this on my Wii U instead. But doing this offers so many advantages, like being able to view the gamepad screen like that. Being able to play in 60 FPS. Being able to have like small mods that get rid of things like the top left offline label. Being able to just casually boot it up from my PC, because otherwise my Switch is what's connected to my capture card by default. I would have to like take out the Switch cable, plug in my Wii U's HDMI cable. I need to use my Wii U gamepad, which has like a 2-minute battery life because the internal battery is just like dead on that thing, so I'd have to have it plugged in at all times, which would be like hella annoying. I mean, I have to have this plugged in at all times because the wireless on this thing sucks, but you know, I'd have to be plugged in at all times to a socket with my Wii U gamepad. This I just have plugged into my freaking computer, you know. Is a thing, so it's not as big of a hassle there. And I freaking, because you can add like non-Steam games to Steam, I've added this to my Steam library. Whenever I want to boot up Xenoblade Chronicles X, I literally go to my Steam library and I hit play. It's like the most convenient thing in the world. So while this isn't a perfect experience, I do feel like the advantages outweigh the disadvantages, so it's definitely worth it there. Yeah, I gotta get rid of someone there, but I need to accept backup request basic mission, and I don't know where that is, so I might not be able to do that for a little while. Wonder how hard the battery replacement is for our Wii U gamepad? That's a good question. It's something that I've thought about looking into before, but at the same time, I can just play this here, is a thing. And like, if the Nintendo ninjas come after me for like using their software like this, I can just be like, hey, I own it. It's fine. You don't come after me. I literally own the game. I literally put hundreds of hours in this game back in the day. Like, it's within my right to freaking play it on my PC here. It's illegal to, you know, do it if you technically don't own it, because then you're like pirating software and whatnot. But that's not what I'm doing here. I'm like, the disc isn't in here. I think the disc is still in my Wii U that's on top of my PC right now. It's either that or in my game, in like this disc case that I had for a bunch of like Wii U and Wii games. But yeah, since I have the thing there already, it's like, you know, I could have easily just played this on my Wii U, but this seemed cooler. This seemed cooler, you know? I do have to say. Let's see here. The King of Fear requires HP and it's level 32. Yeah, we're not gonna be able to do that for a while. Did a battery swap for your DSi and you can order the battery for them off Amazon. Same part number, huh? It's intriguing, but I feel like any Wii U games which you'd want to do on this channel, which isn't a lot. There's not a lot of Wii U games that we want to do on this channel that aren't already on the Switch. But for the few that there are, I think it might just be more convenient to do it for this from now on. Which means that like the only Wii U game that we'll have done like a full playthrough of on my actual Wii U might remain as just Splatoon. Maybe. It might just be that. Alright, what other things can I do here? Let's check the, no, I'm in the residential district. What the hell am I doing? Yeah, I think emulating at all is considered piracy even if you own the games, but it's moral piracy? No, I'm fairly certain, like, it's, you are allowed to if you have the actual software, because then you're not, you know, it's not like you're pirating it. But technically, the full legal way to do it is by, like, dumping the game from your actual console onto your other platform that you're doing it on. Like, that's what I did when we played Fire Emblem Fates on this channel. Like, my new 3DS is a custom firmware 3DS. And how I got Fire Emblem Fates on my PC is I literally dumped Fire Emblem Fates onto my PC. So it's fine to do that. I think it's illegal to distribute it from there, though, is the thing. I'm not level 20 yet. I'm not quite yet. Ties That Bind? We can do Ties That Bind. What is this, freaking Fire Emblem Awakening? We can do Ties That Bind, sure. But yeah, let's see here. Yeah, this is what's happening here. We're emulating the version that we have. But I mean, what about the case, like, there was a lot that actually changed in this game between, like, the Japanese and, you know, everywhere else release. Mostly a whole lot of censorship. So, I mean, I also wouldn't fault people for, like, emulating, trying to play for, like, you know, regional differences that literally aren't obtainable otherwise. I feel like if you're playing something that literally isn't obtainable outside of those circumstances, then that's fine. In my opinion there. Like freaking classic games that Nintendo refuses to sell. In my opinion. I mean, maybe I shouldn't say that too much because the Nintendo ninjas might still come after me for saying that. But in my personal opinion, if you're playing something that you literally can't buy otherwise, it's not, or like you can't buy it in a way that supports the company anymore, like classic games that you could only get off of like eBay or pawn shops or whatever, then but yeah, streams are very relaxing. You've been practicing right well. I'm glad to hear. I'm glad you've been enjoying the stream there, Context Code. Max members 4. Do I want to take HB on this? If you accept this Affinity mission, you'll not be able to switch to Essential Party members or accept any story mission until the Affinity mission is complete. Do I want to take HB along? But yeah, if you, 1, can't obtain something brand new due to region-specific reasons, or 2, can't obtain something brand new because they don't produce them anymore, then yeah, no problem for you. Yeah, buying used is more moral, but it's not like it helps the devs either. Yeah, that's true there. Just say Nintendo ninjas are harmless. They're harmless until you become like a bigger content creator, which I'm not at that point yet. But maybe if if the channel ever continues to grow to like a much larger state, then maybe I'd be a lot more worried. And when it comes to Xenoblade X on the Wii U, well, like I was saying, I think that what's in my Wii U right now is probably still Xenoblade X. I could show it briefly natively on the Wii U if my I did mention I need to switch up my capture card though with the cable. Is my Wii U HDMI cable even up here right now? Oh gosh, where is it? Oh, I think it's, oh, it is, isn't it? I think this is it. I think this cable here. You want to see Xenoblade Chronicles X natively on the Wii U for a hot second? As like a little bit of a difference? I don't think that they'd come after me, but we'll see. Sure, let's show it natively on the Wii U for a hot second. I think this is the Wii U cable. I'm gonna need to plug in my gamepad though, is the thing. So I mean, oh, that's the adapter. That's the wrong cable. That's the adapter that lets me plug in my PS2. Okay, so not that cable. Because it says no signal, I know it's not that cable. So that means that there's only one cable left it can be. It has to be this one, right? Also, I should put the cover back on that other HDMI cable. Keep the end a little bit cleaner. But my Wii U gamepad is like over here. What is the thing? Here it is. Let me put this controller down for a hot second. Whoa. Put it like there. I need to plug it in. I have like a little socket extension thingamabob over here, but I think that Xenoblade Chronicles X is, no, it actually might be Splatoon in there because we did Splatoon that one time. It might actually be Splatoon that's in my Wii U now that I think about it. Maybe. Not 100% certain. Let's plug in the Wii U gamepad like that. Cables everywhere. Let's turn on my Wii U. is what we'll do. Yeah, I think Splatoon's in the thingamabob. Yeah, look, here's my Wii U. I need to find my my game case. Where did I put it? I guess my 3DS game case. This is my Switch game case. What did I do? Oh, right here. Right here is my disc game case thing. Yeah, Splatoon is in there from when we did the Splatoon playthrough. My Stream Deck's a little bit in the way here, so let's take Splatoon out. I said let's take Splatoon. There we go. It didn't want to come out for a hot second. There we go. From back when we did that playthrough a while back. All right, let's. Oh, the case isn't quite open. Let's see here. Man, it's been so long since I booted up my Wii U. This is weird, isn't it? Let's see here. Where's Xenoblade Chronicles X? There it is. Let's go ahead and replace Splatoon here. I might not have any of like the updates and stuff installed for Xenoblade Chronicles X on my Wii U, because if I did, it would have all been on this USB that like my old save file is still on, you know? The old USB that I can't use anymore. But yeah, there's Xenoblade Chronicles X. Is a thing. Let's put it in there and show a little bit of a native Xenoblade Chronicles X if I can. I might want like the updates and stuff is what I might want. I'm gonna switch my monitor input over. Hello, Capel Flammo Beard. How are you doing today? Throwback indeed here. Let's go ahead and boot up Xenoblade X. So I'll show it a little bit natively on the actual Wii U, and then we're just gonna go back to the emulator again because, again, while the emulator has some disadvantages, I do feel like the pros outweigh the cons. So, yeah, good old Wii U times. So, wow, I get, like, dust off of this and stuff. So, do I have any save file here at all at this point? Do I? Probably don't. Because, I'm able to connect to the Wi-Fi network? Yeah. Yeah, whatever. It's whatever. You're not connected to the server, start in offline mode. Yeah, there's no continue. It's just new game because my save file is in freaking purgatory on this USB that I don't think... Can you repair just like the casing around the chip part of a USB to be able to use it again? I don't know. I think my old save file, my old several hundred hour save file of Xenoblade Chronicles X is just like gone forever. I think is the case. But yeah, so this is native Xenoblade Chronicles X. Don't see why not. Maybe. But I think my new main save file will just be the one that we have on emulator anyway. So, I mean, yeah, save file's just gone forever. So, like, yeah, we can, let's just show, like, the beginning. Well, I'll skip the cutscenes this time. But we can just, how do I skip it here? Yeah, skip the scene. Let's show a little bit of native Wii U. So, already, one of the disadvantages of doing native Wii U, look in the top left corner over there. Whenever you're playing offline, there's constantly that flashing X that says offline, and it never goes away unless you're online. It even sticks around during cutscenes. It's like the most annoying thing ever, quite frankly. So, that was one of the key reasons there. was that. In this let's play as a female character in this test save file, just showing natively since we're playing as male on the emulated one. Look how long it's taking to load. What the hell? We can just do like the default, sure. This doesn't have to be important. This doesn't have to be important here, quite frankly. Yeah, sure, that. We never got to show off the female voices, so I can do that, like, real quickly. Like, X is the sample voice, or Y is the sample voice. So we can show this off, but like... Oh yeah, we can see if the female character's swole! That's what it can serve as a test as. Is what we can, is what we can do. I don't know if that's what you intended by that, Captain Fowl, but earlier this stream we were talking about how swole the male character was. And I was questioning if the female character gets to be as swole and have abs as well, or if it's just the male character that has the swole privileges.
It's a pleasure. Ah, success.
Here goes. Hup. You're in good hands now. What? Oh, all right. I'm getting wobbly.
There for that. Okay, gotcha there. Yeah, we'll test out the swollenness. Also, I mentioned how the classic voices were based off of Xenoblade Chronicles 1. So yeah, the classic voice for the male character is Shulk, and the classic voice for the female character is Fiora.
Oh, I've lost my balance. Hello. Let's get on with it.
So that's Fiora,
Hello.
essentially. Also, just in case you want to see the name.
Let's go. Huh?
For testing purposes, how about we go with Fiora? Sure. Let's go with Fiora's voice there. Alright, sure. Finalize this as your character. Yeah, this save file doesn't freaking matter. We're just testing it. We're just testing, showing this on native Wii U, and seeing a female character swole. we need to know, we need to know for science. It is very important. Scientists have been asking for centuries. Is the female character in Xenoblade Chronicles X swole? And finally, exclusively on the Acoustic Harmonia Twitch/YouTube channel, we're giving you the answer. Alright, freaking skip the scene. We've seen it at the beginning here. Whoa! I shouldn't have skipped the scene. Look how much it's struggling to load back there. Please enter a name. My name is Inigo Montoya. You killed my father. Prepare to die. Inigo. You killed my father. Prepare to die.
Good, there we go.
I also remember that you killed my father, and you must prepare to die. Prologue, Awakening. So, yeah, constantly the offline label in the top left being super annoying. But this is what the game looks like natively on the Wii, which still is not half bad here. Like, again, Monolith Soft are freaking experts at making games with, you know, the limited hardware and whatnot. So, you know, it still looks pretty alright here. Let's just do the first battle, just for a demo. I do feel like, you know, I do still feel like it looks a bit better on my PC. And it definitely runs a whole lot smoother considering, for the most part, considering that on my PC we play in 60 FPS, and this here I believe is 30 FPS. You might not be able to notice the difference. Maybe. 60 FPS and 30 FPS is one of those things where it's like, you know, maybe you notice a difference, maybe you don't. My freaking X and Y buttons are switcheroo because, like, you know, Nintendo controllers compared to Xbox controllers. Why did Microsoft have to, like, make their buttons different back when they copied the ABXY? So freaking weird. So freaking weird of them. I know I could have just, like, assigned them the other way when I mapped up my buttons on, you know, playing this on PC, but, like, I'd rather have it be the actual button. When it says press the A button, I'd rather actually press the A button. Imagine if the reasons the worlds from Xeno 1 and Xeno 2 are combining is because of the Spanish Inquisition. Don't think anybody would expect it. Yeah, that's probably the case. Yeah, I'm totally interested in finding work. Don't mind a smooth 30 FPS, but if it starts dipping or varying it up, then it bothers you. Yeah, I think, it does seem to, on PC, it seems to start dipping if I have separate gamepad view, but because we're not doing separate gamepad view, it doesn't seem to be dipping. But yeah, when I was doing a lot of experimenting before this on my own time, separate gamepad views seem to be causing a lot of lag. Unfortunately, so we have to have, like, the collective view. So yeah, even just on, like, the Wii U like this, it still looks really good. Oh, maybe I should actually go show the opening cutscene, because, when we did it on Cemu, one of the weird things with Cemu is it showed, like, a whole bunch of fog was the case. And, so we didn't actually get to see, like, the full plains during the opening cutscene. So maybe while we have this excuse, maybe we should just go and see, like, the opening cutscene the way that it was intended to be, because we got, like, the super foggy version. Like, may as well here. You have a Need for Speed game on the PSP, it dips into the 7 to 9 FPS range sometimes. What the heck? I don't need to do this battle, right? Let's just see the opening cutscene and see if the female character's swole. That's all we need to do here. Are we back now? So, apparently, playing Xenoblade Chronicles X on emulator on my PC runs, like, pretty much just fine in terms of, like, how my computer handles it. Like, there's some, like, minor graphical thingamabobs. But apparently, trying to play Xenoblade Chronicles X on my actual Wii U just gets my freaking computer to crash real quickly. Yeah, technical difficulties. May have to refresh. In case you're not listening right now, I may put refresh into the chat. There. Oh, I guess you do see the stream in a stream. Yeah, if it's a black screen for anybody, you may have to refresh the stream. I don't know why doing this crash the stream. Yeah, it's the Nintendo Ninjas. What? So they have no problem with me playing the emulated version, but the moment I freaking stream it on, like, actual original software, they freaking shut down my computer. Sounds about right. Anyway, let's see here. I think my power supply actually isn't good enough for my current GPU, my 3070, quite frankly, is what I honestly think it is. My computer likes to be a bit weird sometimes, is the thing. I knew that I should have gotten one that was at least, like, 50 watts better. I'm using the one that was, like, recommended right now, but I know it's pretty good sometimes to go with, like, at least one level higher when it comes to GPUs, so that's what I did. Wait, is the fog actually normal? Was it... This level of fog is actually normal? Oh, I thought that was an emulator thing with there being so much fog before. Apparently, that's just normal. We actually saw the cutscene completely as intended, not in as good of graphics. Yeah, that looked kind of like 720p for a second there. Looks a little bit better now. But I feel like when we were seeing this scene here on my PC, it looked a bit better. I feel like. Right? what happened? The Nintendo Ninja shut down my stream briefly, and I don't know why. There, I can turn the chat on there again. I mean, yeah. So this is the way the cutscene normally looks. Yeah, and I think we literally just saw it better when we played it on a PC anyway. So yeah, I'll skip the cutscene now. Is what I'll do. All right. So yeah, this is Xenoblade Chronicles X natively on the Wii U. Essentially, this is it. Prologue in progress. Elma's advice. Whoa. Run stuff. So yeah, this is what it looks like on the actual Wii U. And if I want to show you like the map, I need to literally do this. We don't have a map now. I have to go through like the tutorials to actually, you know, get it and actually show like the whole probe thing. But I'd literally have to use one of my 2 cameras and like push the gamepad screen to there to show what I'm you know, to show what I'm doing there. Whereas on emulator, I can just like hold the button and you can see directly what's going on the gamepad screen. So that's pretty important. So that's a pretty important thing there, all things considered, you know? So I felt like all around playing on PC was the better option for a Xenoblade Chronicles X playthrough. But yeah, Final Fantasy 13 on Xbox 360 has a couple of really good cutscenes on the first disc, but the second you go to disc 2, the cutscenes all run at about 144p with YouTube level compression effects, I assume that's supposed to say. I assume it's not supposed to say artifacts. 720p is improvement? What, you're saying, like, turning that cutscene as 720p rather than the 1080p that we had on PC is a thing? But yeah, that's what happened there, I guess. No one expected you to make it to disc 2. Alright, before we switch back to freaking PC, we need the answer. Is the male character swole and that's it? Or is the female character swole too? Is the question of the day. Let's see here. Can I, sub-menu? Remove gear. Are you swole? Are you swole? I don't think you are you? Hold on. What's the sub-menu? View model. Are you swole? What? Rotate/zoom. Oh, in. Do you have abs? I don't think you do you? I think being swole is exclusively for male character. I'm sorry to say. It's a disappointment, but I think, I'm gonna turn on my Wii U now. I think being swole might be a male character exclusive thing. I know it's disappointing. I know that we're all gonna want to, like, refund Xenoblade Chronicles X now. Dang, I turned off my Wii U gamepad, but I didn't actually turn off the Wii U. I gotta reach under my computer and actually turn off my Wii U like this. Gosh darn it. I think being swole is a male character exclusive. Kuzma, damn it! Damn it! Okay, let me unplug my Wii U gamepad. Let's go back to the Nintendo PC now, how about? Is what we'll do. Boobity bop, I'll hit play there. Let me wrap up my Wii U gamepad cord here. This is a tragedy, isn't it? My disappointment is immeasurable, and my day is ruined. Let's put the Wii U gamepad back on the shelf there where it's gonna collect dust for another indeterminate amount of time again. You want to play the swole lady? Man, if only that was one of the things and the character customization was a, you know, ab definition or something like that. How cool would that be? Let me just sort out the Wii U cable situation since I'm not going to plug my Wii U into the capture card again for a good while. Plug my Switch back into my capture card before I forget it. Yeah, you're Carol now. Yeah, look at this freaking... So if I go to ground gear here and I go to my Dudo and sub-menu, view model. Yeah, I think being swole is a male character privilege, it seems like. Unfortunately. I know it's super disappointing. It really is a true tragedy. But I think being swole with a freaking six-pack is a male character thing. Oh my goodness. But yeah, what game do you think has more hype, Xenoblade 3 or Breath of the Wild 2? Breath of the Wild 2 because it has a much larger fan base. If you ask me which game I'm more hyped for, is freaking Xenoblade 3. Which one I'm the most hyped for is Xenoblade 3. For sure. I'd take freaking Xenoblade 3 over Breath of the Wild 2 any day. And I'm really looking forward to Breath of the Wild 2. That just, like, really says a lot about how hyped I am for Xenoblade stuff. Maybe we'll get, like, swole characters on both sides of the spectrum in Xenoblade 3. Get out of the way, HB. But yeah, Breath of the Wild 2 is going to sell better, but Xeno 3 has a better fan base and will probably generate more hype amongst them. That's definitely one way of putting it. I know that, like, Xenoblade fans are, like, really, really passionate about Xenoblade. Like, I know I certainly am. Whoa, is that a... I saw the shadow of something flying overhead. Like, ah, yeah, right up there. Look at that. Look how alive this world is. It's crazy. Elden Ring is not even out yet, but it's the top global seller on Steam somehow. Wait, it is? Oh, yeah, the cars don't exist. The cars are, like, purely for visual things. That's one of the weirder bits of this game is like the cars are purely for like visual. They don't exist actually. They're ghost cars. You remember how there was that thingamabob with like Ghost Rider? That was like the comic and movie thingamabob. That was like the ghost motorcyclist. Well, now these are ghost cars and whatnot. Yeah, they have faces. You can't drive a car, but you can drive a Skell later down the line, which are just better anyway. This is the thing. There's no car driving in this game, but there is Skell driving. And you can drive the Skells on the roads if you really want to. I don't know why you'd necessarily want to do that. Should I do Ties That Bind? And it's primarily in Noctilum. Sure, let's do Ties That Bind. Here we go.